Your cat is staring at you again. Not blinking, not moving. Just watching. And somewhere in that quiet, you wonder, what does it actually see? Not what they think you are, the way a mirror shows it. Not what they think you are. To a dog, are you faff? To it actually think something else entirely. Something shaped by a brain that was never built to see a human. Because the truth is, your pet is not looking at the version of you that you know. It is looking at a translation of you, rebuilt inside a mind that uses different colors, different focus, different priorities, and a completely different sense of what matters in a room. The better question is not whether your pet recognizes you. The better question is what kind of creature you become inside its head. A protector, a puzzle, a walking food dispenser, or something stranger and more tender than we usually allow ourselves to imagine? To answer that, we have to step out of our own eyes for a moment and slip into theirs. Let's start with the most familiar pair of eyes in the house, a dog's. For a long time, people believed dogs saw the world in black and white, like an old film reel. That turned out to be wrong. Dogs do see color, but their palette is reduced. They mostly perceive blues and yellows, with reds and greens blurring into muted, washed-out shades. So when you throw a bright red ball onto green grass, your dog is not chasing a glowing red object the way you see it. It is chasing a dim grayish shape moving against another dim grayish shape. Which raises a small, slightly funny truth. Your dog is probably finding that ball with its nose more than its eyes. But color is only one layer. The shape of your face is another. Dogs are surprisingly good at reading human faces. Studies using eye tracking have shown that dogs scan our faces in a specific pattern, lingering on the eyes, the mouth, the small movements that signal mood. They do not just see human, they see your human, your particular geometry, the slight asymmetry of your smile, the way your eyebrows lift when you are about to say their name. Some research even suggests that dogs can tell a happy human face from an angry one just from a photograph with no other context at all. So when your dog looks at you, it is not seeing a sharp, high-resolution portrait. It is seeing a softer, dimmer painting of you, lit by emotion instead of detail. Now shift to the cat curled on the windowsill. A cat's eyes are tuned for a completely different job. They were not designed to read your face. They were designed to spot a twitch of fur in low light 30 feet away at dawn. Cats see fewer colors than we do. Similar to dogs in many ways, their world leans toward soft blues, grays, and yellow-greens, with reds appearing dull and almost invisible. But what they actually think you, for believes color, they gain motion and darkness. A cat can see in light levels roughly 6 times dimmer than what a human eye needs. Their pupils open into huge black circles, gathering every scrap of light in the room. This means that when your cat looks at you in the evening, sitting on the couch in lamplight, it is seeing you more clearly than you are seeing it. It also means your cat is built to notice the smallest movement. The twitch of your finger, the shift of your foot under the blanket, the slow rise of your chest as you breathe. To a cat, you are not really a still object. You are a landscape of tiny motions, each one quietly being tracked. And then there is the strange part. Cats may not actually recognize human faces the way dogs do. In experiments, cats have been surprisingly bad at picking their owner's face out of a lineup of photographs. They could identify other cats they knew, but human faces seem to confuse them. So how does your cat know it's you? Mostly by your voice, your smell, your walking rhythm, and the specific shape you make in a room. You are less of a face to your cat and more of a familiar pattern, a signature in motion, which is honestly kind of beautiful. Your cat is not loving the surface of you, it is loving the silhouette of you. Let's drop lower into the cage of a small furry creature, a rabbit, a guinea pig, a hamster. Prey animals see the world in a way predators almost never do. Their eyes sit on the sides of their heads, not the front. That gives them a near 360-degree field of vision, a panoramic sweep of the world meant to catch danger from any direction. The trade-off is depth. They are not great at judging precise distance, especially right in front of their own nose. A rabbit often cannot clearly see the food sitting directly under its chin. It finds it by smell and by whiskers. So when your rabbit looks at you, it is rarely staring straight on. It tilts its head, uses one eye, then the other. To a rabbit, you are an enormous shape on the edge of its vision, a moving cliff, a tower that approaches, then retreats, a presence whose intent has to be guessed from sound and scent more than from sight. This is why sudden movements terrify them, not because they are fragile and silly, but because their entire visual system evolved to treat fast, looming shapes as a threat. When you slow your hands, lower your voice, and approach from the side instead of straight above, you are not just being gentle, you are speaking their visual language. Now look up at the bird perched on the curtain rod. If there is a champion of vision in your home, it is almost certainly the bird. Many pet birds, like parrots and budgies, see a range of colors we cannot even imagine. They perceive ultraviolet light, an entire band of the spectrum that is invisible to human eyes. This is not a small detail, it changes the entire world. Feathers that look plain green to us can glow with secret patterns under ultraviolet. Fruits that look uniform to our eyes can shimmer with rightness signals to a bird. Even other birds look different to each other than they look to us. So when your parrot tilts its head and studies you, it is seeing you with more colors than your brain is capable of processing. Your skin may show patterns to it that you have never seen in your own mirror. Your clothes may glow in unexpected ways. The patch of sunlight on the floor is, to that bird, almost a different substance than it is to you. Birds also have incredibly sharp focus and fast visual processing. They see the world in more frames per second than we do, which means our movements probably look slower to them than they feel to us. To a parrot, you might appear as a slightly slow-motion giant drenched in colors you cannot name. Pause here for a moment. If you are enjoying this so far, I would love to know something. In the comments, tell me what animal you live with and one thing they do that still makes no sense to you. The staring, the sudden zoomies, the way they appear out of nowhere when you open a specific drawer. I read those and they often turn into future videos. Now, back into their eyes. Let's go even stranger, into the glass tank. A fish does not see your face the way a mammal does. Many fish have monocular vision, with each eye working independently, scanning different sides of the tank at the same time. To a goldfish, you are a wobbling, distorted shape on the other side of a curved wall of water and glass. Light bends as it passes from air into water, which means your outline is warped before it ever reaches your fish's eye. You are taller, wider, or thinner than you really are, depending on the angle. And yet, fish are not as simple as we assume. Some species, including goldfish and archerfish, have been shown in studies to recognize specific human faces, even distinguishing between two different people. So even through that bent, blurry window, your fish may have learned the particular smear of color and motion that means you. The one who brings food, the one whose footsteps make the water tremble in a familiar way. Now step back from all these eyes and notice something quietly remarkable. Every animal in your home is building a version of you out of whatever senses it has. Different colors, different focus, different priorities, different blind spots. There is no single, correct picture of you in the animal world. There is your dog's painting of you, your cat's silhouette of you, your rabbit's tower of you, your parrot's ultraviolet portrait, your fish's gentle blur. You are not one being to them. You are a small gallery of impressions, hanging quietly in different minds. And here is the part that often gets missed. Sight, for most animals, is not the main story. It is one instrument in a much larger orchestra. Your dog is also smelling your mood, your stress, the food you ate 3 hours ago. Your cat is reading the rhythm of you breathing. Your rabbit is feeling vibrations through the floor. Your bird is listening to micro changes in your voice. Your fish is tracking the pressure waves your hand makes near the tank. When they look at you, they are not just looking. They are assembling you out of dozens of quiet signals of which vision is only one channel. Which means the eye contact you share with your pet is, in a way, deeper than it looks. You see a face, they see a whole atmosphere. You see a creature, they see a familiar weather system made of light and smell and sound and motion. And maybe that is the gentlest lesson hiding in this whole question. We tend to assume that to be truly seen, you have to be seen clearly, in sharp detail, in accurate color, with every feature understood. But your pet does not see you clearly. It does not have to. It sees you faithfully, every day, in its own strange, partial, devoted way. That dim, color-shifted, ultraviolet, panoramic, blurry, motion-filled version of you living inside their head, that is still you. Loved, recognized, remembered. If this gave you a new way to look back at the animal in your life, please give the video a like. It really helps the channel reach more curious people. If you want more videos about how animals think, feel, and perceive us, consider subscribing. And in the comments, I want to know, after hearing all this, do you think your pet sees the real you or a better version of you? Next time, we are going to step even further inside their heads and ask a question that surprises a lot of people. Do animals actually dream about us? I will see you there.